Monica's shadow. The day Carl brought Monica home from the shelter, he thought he'd finally found solace. A year after his wife's death, the quiet house had become a tomb, and Monica, a broad-shouldered Rottweiler with scars tracing her muzzle like old secrets, seemed like a gift. She was calm in a way that felt almost human, her dark eyes following him with an intelligence that unsettled him in moments when the grief crept too close. The shelter workers had been vague about her past. Special case, or they'd said, avoiding his gaze. She's been returned twice. The security camera footage the next morning made his stomach drop. There, in the grainy green night vision, were two shapes. Monica padding toward his room, and something else, loping behind her, its limbs too long, its movements jerky and wrong. Then the sleepwalking began. Carl would wake with dirt caked under his nails, his knees aching as if he'd been kneeling for hours. The backyard, once neatly trimmed, now bore patches of disturbed earth. When he dug one up on a whim, his shovel struck bone, small animal chewed clean. Monica watched from the porch, her tail stiff, her eyes reflecting the moonlight in a way that made his skin prickle. The vet's call confirmed his dread. "Carl," she said, her voice tight, "there's something on the x-ray. It looks like teeth, human teeth." The shelter had no records. The address they'd listed was a boarded-up building on the edge of town, its windows shattered, its walls graffitied with warnings. Inside, Carl found files, yellowed, water-stained, detailing experiments from the 1980s. Project Hollowhound. Test subjects. A scrawled note, "The shadow takes shape when fed." And then, in a drawer lined with rusted chains, a single dog tag. Subject 9. Monica's original name. The researcher he tracked down, a trembling man with nicotine-stained fingers, told him the truth. Hollow dogs weren't born, they were made. Vessels for something that didn't belong in this world. Things that wore loyalty like a skin until they grew hungry enough to shed it. "It's not your dog anymore," the man whispered. "It's just borrowing her." That night, Carl sat on the porch with Monica's head in his lap, her breath warm against his palm. The security camera feed glowed on his phone beside him. He didn't need to look to know what he'd see. Himself, blank-eyed, digging in the yard under the moon. And Monica, no, not Monica, watching from the shadows, her mouth stretched too wide, her teeth too many. He buried the bones, he burned the files. And when the thing that wore Monica's skin nuzzled his hand, whining softly for dinner, Carl let it in. After all, he'd always been good at loving monsters.